Hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about special US quarters that look normal but are worth a lot of money, some even thousands of dollars. These coins have rare mistakes that make them valuable. Don't miss this, one of these coins might be in your change right now. Let's start with our first rare coin, the 1776 to 1976 D Washington quarter. This is also called the bicentennial quarter because it was made to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Now, a lot of people have seen these quarters. In fact, millions were made. So, at first glance this coin might seem very common. It has a special design on the back showing a drummer and a torch surrounded by 13 stars. You've probably seen it before. Most of these are only worth face value around 25 cents. Maybe a little more, up to $1, if it's in very nice condition. But here's the twist. Some of these coins were made with a rare mistake, and that mistake is what makes them so valuable. The mistake is called a double die obverse or DDO. So, what is a double die obverse? Well, when coins are made, the design is stamped, or struck, onto the metal using something called a die. Sometimes, the die shifts just slightly during the process. When this happens, the machine hits the coin again, but the second strike is in a slightly different spot. That creates a doubling effect on the front side of the coin. You can often see this doubling in the words Liberty, the date 1776 to 1976, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Look closely at the letters and numbers. If they look like they have shadows or are doubled, you might have a DDO coin. This kind of doubling is different from coins that are just a little scratched or blurry. A real DDO is sharp, clear, and looks like two images slightly shifted. It's a real mint error, not damage. Now, let's talk about the money. A regular 1776 to 1976 D quarter that's been used in everyday life is worth about 25 cents. Maybe a bit more if it's in really good shape, but a double die obverse quarter? That's a whole different story. If your quarter has the DDO error and it's in nice condition, collectors might pay anywhere from $500 to $3,000 or even more. The better the condition, the higher the value. If the coin hasn't been used much, and the doubling is easy to see, it can be worth a small fortune. And remember, this is for a coin you might already have sitting in your drawer, coin jar, or pocket. That's what makes coin hunting so exciting. You never know what you might find. It's not easy to spot this kind of error unless you look very closely. Some people use magnifying glasses or even microscopes to check their coins. If you think you might have one, compare it to a regular bicentennial quarter or look online for close-up pictures. Also, keep in mind, not all doubling is real. Some coins look doubled because of wear or damage. But a true DDO comes from the way the coin was made, not from what happened to it later. So, if you come across a 1776 to 1976 D quarter, take a second look. Check the front of the coin carefully, especially the words and numbers. You just might be holding something worth way more than 25 cents. This error is rare, but not impossible to find. That's why it's always a good idea to check your spare change. Next, let's talk about another rare quarter, the 1977 No Mint Mark Washington quarter. At first, this might seem like just a normal 1977 quarter. After all, the US Mint makes billions of coins every year, so it's easy to think all coins from a specific year are the same. But with the 1977 Washington quarter, there's something unusual that makes some of them very valuable. Normally, coins have a mint mark on them. This mint mark shows where the coin was made. For example, if a coin was made in Philadelphia, it has no mint mark. If it was made in Denver, it has a D mint mark. And if it was made in San Francisco, it has an S mint mark. But the interesting thing about the 1977 Washington quarter is that some of them have no mint mark at all. Now, why is this such a big deal? In 1977, most quarters were minted in either Philadelphia or Denver. Coins made in Philadelphia usually have no mint mark, while those made in Denver have a D mint mark. But some 1977 quarters, made in Philadelphia, were struck without any mint mark, which was very unusual. This mistake makes them rare and highly sought after by collectors. It's important to note that most coins from this year will have either a D mint mark or none at all, since they were struck in Philadelphia. But the no mint mark error was not planned, which makes it special and hard to find. You might be wondering, how do you spot one of these rare 1977 no mint mark quarters? It's pretty simple. Just look for a 1977 quarter and check the back of the coin. You should be able to see the year clearly. If there's no mint mark next to the E pluribus unum text, then you've got yourself a rare coin. Now, how much could this coin be worth? A regular 1977 quarter in good condition is worth just about 25 cents. But the rare 1977 no mint mark Washington quarter is a different story. This coin could be worth up to $10,000 depending on its condition and whether it's been certified as genuine. Of course, the better the condition of the coin, the more money it's worth. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state, meaning they've never been used or only used very lightly, will be worth much more than those that have seen a lot of wear and tear. If you're lucky enough to have one of these 1977 no mint mark quarters in mint condition, you could be looking at a huge payout. Even those in good condition could still be worth several $100s. But, like with any rare coin, it's important to make sure it's real. There are some fakes out there, so if you think you have one, it's a good idea to get it checked by an expert or have it graded by a professional coin service. That way, you can make sure it's authentic and its value is correctly determined. If you think you found a 1977 no mint mark quarter, make sure to check it closely. Use a magnifying glass if you need to. This coin could be hiding in your collection, and you wouldn't want to miss out on its true value. So, there you have it, a coin that may look ordinary at first, but could actually be worth a lot. The 1977 no mint mark Washington quarter is rare, and you could have won without even realizing it. It's one of those coins that's definitely worth checking for in your pocket change or coin collection. Stay tuned, because we still have one more super rare quarter to talk about. It's the 1999 P Georgia State quarter. You won't want to miss that one. Now, let's talk about our final coin, the 1999 P Georgia State quarter. This one is part of the famous 50 State Quarters program, which was started by the U.S. Mint in 1999. The program released a special quarter for each state, each with its own design on the back. The Georgia State quarter was the fourth coin in this series. Most people probably know the design on the back of this coin. It features a picture of a peach, which is Georgia's famous symbol. Around the peach, you can see the words, Georgia, and 1776, to show when the state was founded. Now, while most of these quarters are pretty common and worth just 25 cents, some of them have a very rare mistake that makes them worth a lot of money. So, what's the mistake? The special error with the 1999 P Georgia State quarter has to do with something called experimental planchets. Normally, the U.S. Mint makes quarters with a special kind of metal mixture. But some of these Georgia State quarters were accidentally struck on a different kind of metal, a mixture that was meant for the Sacagawea dollar coins. These experimental planchets were slightly thicker and had a different color than regular quarters. They were supposed to be used for the dollar coins, but somehow, some of them ended up being used for the Georgia State quarter. When these coins were struck, they had a golden or greenish tint and felt a little heavier than the usual quarter. This mistake is super rare, and when it happens, it creates a coin that collectors really want. Now, how much are these experimental planchet Georgia quarters worth? If you have one, you're in luck. These special quarters can be worth up to $10,000 or more, depending on how rare it is and how good its condition is. The more unworn or unmarked the coin is, the more money it could be worth. It's pretty easy to spot one of these rare coins. They have that golden or greenish tint and feel a little heavier than a regular quarter. If you see one of these coins, check it out closely. It could be worth a lot of money. If you think you found one of these rare coins, it's a good idea to get it checked by a professional or have it graded. That way, you can be sure it's authentic and get an accurate value for it. Remember, it's important to verify the coin before selling or trading it. So, keep an eye out for these special 1999p Georgia State quarters. They might just be sitting in your pocket change or coin collection, waiting to make you some serious money. So, there you have it, 3 ultra-rare US quarters that could be worth a small fortune. Remember, the key to finding valuable coins is knowledge and attention to detail. Always check your change, and who knows? You might just find a treasure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy hunting.